Dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel Unique Physics by J Sir. Here we will discuss 12th Physics, chapter number 1, Electric Charges and Field, exercise example. In last video, we discussed exercise example number 1.1 to 1.11. Now, in this video, we are going to explain example number 1.12. Okay, this is simple example. Try to understand first of all the question of this example. First question: two isolated charged copper sphere A and B have their centers separated by a distance of 50 centimeter. Clear? So this is the solution of our first question. The distance between two sphere, okay, is given by small r, and small r is equals to, it is 50 centimeter. Convert this value into meter, so it is 0.50 meter. Okay, what is the mutual force of electrostatic repulsion if charge on each is 6.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb? Clear? Suppose charge on a first sphere q1 is equals to charge on second sphere is equals to 6.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. Find electrostatic repulsion force, means F. Okay, so here we will use our standard equation of Coulomb's law. F is equals to K Q1 into Q2 divided by R square. Now substitute all given quantity. K, Coulomb constant 9 into 10 to the power 9. Q1 and Q2 both are equal. Okay, charge on both sphere are equal. So here we can simply write 6.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 whole square divided by distance square. Distance means 0.5 or 0.50 whole square. Now try to find the solution of this equation. So our answer is, the value of electrostatic repulsion force is 1.52 into 10 to the power minus 2 Newton. Clear? Here charge on both sphere are equal, so this is repulsive force. Now second question: what is the force of repulsion, clear, if each sphere is charged double? So charge on each sphere become double, then the above amount and distance between them is half. So here we will use simple condition. Charge on both sphere become double, so instead of q1 we will use 2q1, and instead of q2 we will use 2q2, and distance between them is half, so distance r is replaced by r by 2. Okay, so try to form our new force. So new force between these two copper sphere is suppose F dash. Okay, so F dash is equals to K, instead of q1 here we will use 2q1 into 2q2 divided by r by 2 whole square. Now first of all we will simplify this equation. 2 into 2, so it becomes 4. So 4 K q1 into q2 divided by r by 2 whole square. R by 2 whole square means r square by 4. Okay, here this 4 and this 4, we consider multiplication of this 2 4, so our equation becomes 4 into 4 16. So 16 times K q1 into q2 upon r square. Now K q1 q2 upon r square is nothing but this is our initial force F. So instead of K q1 q2 upon r square we will use symbol F. So new force F dash is equals to 16 times F. Now substitute value of F. So 16 into F, 1.52 into 10 raised to minus 2 Newton. Now try to find your final answer. So our final answer is new force F dash is equals to 0.24 Newton. Okay, simply find the solution of this equation. So a new force between two copper sphere is 0.24 Newton. Next example, suppose the sphere A and B in above example, okay, in this example have identical size. Identical means same size. Now suppose a third sphere of same size. Here we consider third sphere, suppose C. Okay, third sphere C of same size but uncharged is brought in contact with first sphere and then brought in a contact with second sphere. Okay, so here we consider contact of C sphere with first sphere A and then contact of C sphere with second sphere B, and finally remove from both. What is the new force between A and B now? Okay, so now here first of all we consider A and B sphere, and both sphere are identical, same charge. So first of all we use equation of force for A and B sphere. Okay, suppose A and B sphere both have same charge. So charge on a first sphere QA is equals to charge on second sphere QB is equals to Q. Okay, and distance between them is suppose R. So here according to Coulomb's law we have equation of force F is equals to K QA into QB divided by R square. But QA and QB both are equal. So here we can write this equation as first force F is equals to K. Instead of QA we use Q and QB we use Q. So it becomes Q into Q square. So first force F is equals to K Q square upon R square. This is our equation number 1. Okay, now try to understand the question very carefully. Third sphere C, okay, third uncharged sphere C is brought in a contact with first sphere and then brought in a contact with second sphere. Okay, so here we consider contact method of C with A and C with B. Now here we consider contact of third uncharged sphere C with A sphere. Okay, here charge on a sphere is Q and charge on a C sphere is 0. So whenever we remove this contact, the charge on a both sphere become equal. So now here this is our first sphere A sphere and this is our second sphere C sphere. So charge on a both sphere become equal. So charge on a both sphere become Q by 2 Q by 2. Okay, initial situation charge on a sphere is Q and charge on a C sphere is 0. Okay, whenever we remove contact between two force, so charge on a both sphere become equal, Q by 2 Q by 2. Okay, now here we consider contact of C sphere, okay, with second sphere B. So this is our first situation. Now here we are going to explain second situation. Now this is our B sphere, okay, and charge on a B sphere is Q and this is our C sphere. Charge on a C sphere is Q by 2. Now here we again increase the distance between two sphere, so charge on a both sphere become equal. Okay, so this is our B sphere and this is our C sphere. To find charge on a both sphere, here we will use simple mathematical step average. So charge on a each sphere, suppose Q dash is equals to, here we will find average value. So Q plus Q by 2 divided by 2. Clear? Now try to solve this term. So our answer becomes 3Q by 4. So charge on a both sphere, okay, become 3Q by 4. So this is our second situation. Now in a last situation we consider A and B sphere. So here this is A sphere charge on a sphere is q by 2, and here this is B sphere. Charge on a B sphere is 3q by 4. So in final situation we consider these two sphere A and B. Okay, charge on a sphere is q by 2, because here we consider contact of A sphere with C sphere, and charge on a B sphere is 3q by 4, because we consider contact of B with C, and again distance between these two sphere is suppose r. So now here we want a new force. So new force F dash is equals to, we will use equation of Coulomb's law. So F dash is equals to K Q1 means charge on a first sphere q by 2, Q2 charge on a B sphere 3q by 4 divided by square of distance r square. Now try to simplify this term. So this equation becomes 3k q square divided by 2 into 4 8 divided by 8 r square. Okay, now here according to equation number 1, according to our first equation, we already explained this term kq square upon r square. This is nothing but F. So new force F dash is equals to, this is nothing but this is F, 3 upon 8 into F. Okay, but we already know the value of F in example number 1.12. So here we will use its value. So 3 by 8 into value of F is 1.52 into 10 raised to minus 2. So try to solve this term. So new force F dash is equals to, in this example becomes 5.7 into 10 raised to minus 3 Newton. Okay, so this is the new force of electrostatic repulsion acting between these two spheres. Next example, example number 1.14. Clear? Figure shows tracks of 3 charged particles in a uniform electrostatic field. Okay, so this is the track of first charged particle, this is the track of second charged particle. Okay, and this is the track of third charged particle. This is our x direction, and upward direction, this is our y direction. This is our positive charge plate and this is negative charge plate. Give the signs of 3 charges. Okay, and which particle has highest charge to mass ratio. So first of all we decide the sign of these 3 charge. Okay, as shown in figure we can say that first charge and second charge, both charge move towards positive plate. Okay, and this is possible if first and second charge or first and second particles are negative particles. Okay, negatively charged particles are negatively charged particle. Okay, because first and second charged particle move towards positive plate, so they are negatively charged particles. Similarly, third particle move towards negative plate, so third particle is positive particle, positively charged particle. Third particle is positively charged particle. Okay, now decide which particle has highest charge to mass ratio. To find a charge to mass ratio, here we will use equation of uniform accelerated motion, and according to uniform accelerated motion, y is equals to v0t plus 1 by 2 at square. Here we consider initial velocity 0, so put initial velocity v0 is equals to 0. So first term becomes 0, so y is equals to only we have 1 by 2 at square. Okay, now use equation of acceleration. To put equation of acceleration, we will compare two force. Okay, according to Newton second law of motion, F is equals to ma, and because of electric field, force F is equals to QE. So now substitute these two terms. or compare these two terms. Ma is equals to, okay, force is equals to electric force. Make equation of A. So acceleration A is equals to QE upon M. Okay, so our equation of Y becomes Y is equals to displacement along Y direction is equals to 1 by 2 A means QE by M into T square. Okay, now here we will use equation of time also. According to equation of velocity, velocity is equals to distance. Okay, distance means suppose length upon time t. Therefore time t is equals to, make equation of t, L upon V. So Y is equals to, our equation becomes QE. T square means L square divided by 2m V square. Okay, L is constant. Okay, here we consider velocity as constant. Okay, we will compare only Q upon M. So from this equation we can say that displacement Y is directly proportional to Q by M, means charge to mass ratio. So from this figure we can say that first and second particle has very less displacement in Y direction. Okay, deflection of first and second particle is less, but deflection of third particle is highest. Okay, so for third particle Y is highest, therefore Q by M ratio, charge by M ratio is also highest. So which particle has highest charge to mass ratio? Third particle. Okay, so third particle has highest charge to mass ratio. Thanks. Next example, example number 1.15. Consider a uniform electric field vector E is equals to 3 into 10 to the power 3 I cap Newton per coulomb. First, what is the flux of this field through a square of 10 centimeter on a side whose plane is parallel to YZ plane? Okay, so here direction of electric field is given. Okay, it is in X direction. Okay, and here we want electric flux passing through surface whose plane is parallel to YZ, means again direction of area vector is in X direction. So this is our first question. Here direction of electric field is given. Okay, vector E is equals to 3 into 10 to the power 3 I cap Newton per coulomb. Therefore consider only magnitude. So electric field E is equals to 3 into 10 to the power 3 Newton per coulomb. Okay, now here we have square and length of this square is 10 centimeter. So L is equals to 10 centimeter. 10 centimeter means 0.10 meter. Therefore area of square A is equals to L square. L square means 0.10 square. Clear? Both are in same direction. So take theta is equals to 0 degree. Find electric flux. So here we will use equation of electric flux. Phi is equals to EA cos theta. Okay, substitute all quantity. This is our first point A. Electric field is given 3 into 10 to the power 3 into area. Area means 0.10 square. Okay, here we use unit meter for length. Therefore unit of area is 0.10 square meter square. Okay, and cos theta means cos 0 degree. The value of cos 0 degree is equals to 1. And try to solve this remaining term. So electric flux linked with the surface is 30 Newton meter square per coulomb or 30 Weber. Clear? So this is your solution of first question A. Now second question B. What is the flux through the same square? Okay, here we consider same square if normal to plane makes 60-degree angle with x-axis. So here the angle theta is given. So now new value of angle is 60-degree. So find a new flux phi dash. Okay, again we use same equation. So phi dash is equals to E into A into cos theta. Now substitute all value. Electric field is same, 3 into 10 to the power 3. Area means 0.10 square. Now theta means 60-degree. Okay, here angle between area vector and electric field is 60-degree. So put theta is equals to 60-degree. Okay, cos 60-degree is equals to 1 by 2 and try to solve the remaining value. So new flux phi dash is equals to 15 Newton meter square per coulomb or 15 Weber. So now flux linked with this surface becomes 15 Weber. In initial situation it is 30 Weber. Okay. Next example number 1.16. What is the net flux of uniform electric field of above example through a cube of side 20 centimeter? So here length of each side of square is given 20 centimeter. Okay, so that its faces are parallel to the coordinates. Okay, see this figure very carefully. These are the number of electric field line. Here number of field line entering to the cube are equals to number of field line coming out of cube. So here we have simple situation. Here number of field lines entering to the cube is equals to number of field lines leaving from the cube and in this situation net flux phi is equals to always 0. Okay, this is a standard situation. If field lines are entering to the cube, so flux is positive. Field lines are leaving from the cube, so flux is negative. Okay, and here number of field lines entering to the cube are equals to leaving from the cube, so flux linked with this surface is 0. Next example 1.17. If net outward flux through a surface of box is 8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. Okay, so we have outward flux is always positive, so phi is equals to plus 8 into 10 to the power 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. Number A, find the net charge inside the box. Okay, this is the simplest example. Find a net charge Q. So here we will use equation of Gauss law. So according to Gauss law, phi is equals to Q upon epsilon 0. Make equation of Q. So Q is equals to phi into epsilon 0. Now here use value of phi and epsilon 0. Phi outward flux is given 8 into plus 8 into 10 to the power 3 into epsilon 0 is constant 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. Okay, now try to solve this value. So our answer is 7.1 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb, and this is positive charge. Okay, so charge enclosed inside the box is 7.1 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. Okay, B. If net outward flux to the surface of box is 0. Okay, if phi is equals to 0, so we can say that charge Q inside the box is also become 0. So there is no charge inside the box. Okay, could you conclude that there is no charge inside the box? Okay, this is our first possibility. Now we have another possibility also. Suppose we have electric dipole inside the box. Suppose we have electric dipole. So for electric dipole, again total charge inside the box is 0, so we can say that total flux inside the box is 0. This is our second situation. So if there is a no charge, flux inside the box is 0, and if there is an electric dipole means equal and opposite charges, two equal and opposite charges, more than two equal and opposite charges. So again net charge 0, flux equals to 0. Thanks.